Exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And I tasked Mr. Magazine before the show come up with a topic. And he came up with one called Latest Trends. And what's trending, where things are going, and why don't you take it away, Mr. Magazine? And for some reason, Mr. Magazine is cursing Sirius XM radio. I don't know why. Just a little behind the curtain. I told him to come up with a topic, and apparently, Latest Trends was up on my computer on Sirius XM, and he goes, "Oh, Latest Trends," and of course, I'm all serious, going, "Oh, okay, that sounds good." And then he starts laughing because it's over there, but it's bitten him in the butt because he has to start it out.
Well, I'll tell you what's not trending from my viewing online are sports cards.
Oh, really?
There seems to be a lot of controversy going on with some YouTubers and grading, and the market's trending downward right now. And we all thought that would happen at some point. This market's been up and down for decades. So I'm going to go with the what's not trending point of view from there. But what's trending right now, for myself, obviously we're doing well with toys. The toys are hot, and some of the movies and magazines that sell online. eBay is also downward trending down as well. So I'm going to go with the reversal trending.
Well, let me ask you this question. I've brought a few different times on the live show. Check it out if you haven't already, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays, with various things that I've purchased at Heritage. And anybody that isn't familiar with what I do, basically every week Heritage has a comic auction. I go and I pick a few comics. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 comics, something like that. And I'm not going to say insanely low bids, but I definitely put low bids in on stuff. If the most recent sales have been $200, I'm putting a $130 bid on it. Things like that. And every once in a while, I'm picking one off. Not very often, but every once in a while, I end up picking one off, whether it's that week nobody happened to be looking for it, whatever the reason happens to be. And so let me ask you your thoughts on that for me making money long term, because, again, I don't have to sell the stuff anytime soon.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like buying stock when it's low. People do that with sports cards as well. If a player's injured or having a bad week or month or year, they'll definitely invest in the cards dropping because they know this player is good enough to go back up. Or even with the comics, right now maybe Spider-Man's at a lull because there's no movies. Buy up some Spider-Mans that are cheap, and then when the movie comes out in 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're definitely going to make some money that way.
Right, and I think one of the most important things, and one of the reasons why I think long-term I can make money, and I'm not going to make a lot of money off of it, I'm certainly not, but I'm going to make 20%, 25%, something rather like that, and I enjoy doing it too.
Sure.
Is that nothing against anything out there, but I'm not buying Iron Man number 217, which is just a nothing issue in 9.2. It's not like I look at, those always go for $22 and I got one for $4.
Right.
No, I'm not doing anything at all like that. I'm buying things that are at the very least minor keys, up into key issues, because I feel that those obviously will always hold their value. A couple of weeks ago, I ended up picking up the first appearance of Iron Fist, who had a TV show, I believe, over on Netflix. And he's a character that's been used and will be used. And he's not somebody that's just going to make a one-time appearance in some Marvel movie or something other like that. So I feel that that's something other that long-term can hold its value. Yeah. And I just happened to pick it off 1 week that for whatever reason, the price was low on it. Now, I know a lot of people out there, it's been said that what you should do is buy the best that you can afford. Now, what's your theory on that?
I agree with that. Yeah, some people collect certain grades, and as long as you're in that price point. Like for me, when I was doing my Spider-Man's 5 or better, 5, 5, 5. I don't want to pay more for 6 or 7 unless I get a great deal on it, or if I grade mine and they become that. Anything lower than that, I'd want to sell and keep mine at the same number because that's affordable to me. It's right in the middle. It's not the $1 million comic. It's not the $50 one, but it might be $200, $300, $400, $500 in that range. So that's what's affordable to me. Everyone else has their own opinions or some people may not be able to afford graded, and they just go with the nicest raw that they can afford. Or even appearances, because you could have 2 5s and one looks better than the other.
Right,
and you might pay a little more for that 5 because you want a better looking one than the other 5.
And that's prevalent in the cards, because they always say cards and coins, because they always say buy the coin or buy the card, not the holder.
Right.
Is what they always say on that. it happens in comics, but not nearly as much from what I've seen. I'm certain there are some, obviously, 7.0s that don't look as good as some 6.5s. I'm certain that happens, but I don't think it happens nearly as often as with cards and coins.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, as to long-term trends, I certainly think that within our lifetime, people will still be buying the stuff that we're peddling. I don't think that that's going to go away.
Yeah.
Even if you have a chance, like you had a chance where you picked up a large Western collection.
Yes, yeah.
And we've always talked about how Western items don't tend to sell that much because there aren't that many people buying. Right. How have you done on the Western collection?
Actually, for the small amount being 5% maybe the stuff I bought, those oddball things, all the paper stuff, the ephemera, the lobby cards and stuff, we kind of set aside for now because there's so much of it. But, we would put on tea sets or, a pocket knife or a keychain or a bowl in this thing, and everything sold.
Oh.
So, yeah, surprise. And they sold for decent money. The things we have, it's not like, I don't know how long Cassidy, they're famous, but like, there might only be one keychain on there, not 50 keychains. So certain things are plentiful. For the Western, certain things might be a little tougher to find. I had some blue, it's a ceramic, shiny blue, I don't know what they call it, cobalt or something.
Okay.
It was a Hopalong case, went for like $100.
Right.
It was the only one on there, and then we had the cookie jar of Hopalong Cassidy. There was a few on it, but they wanted 300, 400, 500. I think I sold mine for $250, and glad to get rid of it.
Right.
It didn't get broken. It got there all in one piece. So
that's always good
we
too.
just don't have enough time. Some of it takes a little more research, like you would be good at. But at some point, we'll get to that stuff as well.
Right. Yeah. So I think that the trend, the long-term trend, I think is good. I know that there, at least for us, I'm in my mid 50s, and I think you're pushing 50, and you're welcome. Pushing it hard with your face.
I feel like I'm pushing 60 hard with my face.
No, but now if Random Neighborhood Kid were sitting here with me, I might be giving him different advice because he has a lot longer viewpoint on that, and maybe I would tell him, yes, get into the Western stuff, get into it heavy, because at that point, when you're 65 years old, you are the foremost Western dealer in the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure none of his friends are getting into Westerns. Nobody his age is. If he got into Westerns or he got into something other like that, there will always be somebody out there collecting it.
Absolutely.
He would be the foremost dealer in the world in something obscure like that.
Yeah.
It's funny I'm saying obscure with Westerns.
Yeah.
But flip forward 50 years from now, it will be very obscure.
It's getting there for sure.
So it all depends upon where you're at, what I would suggest you do, where the trends are going. But I would say with us at our age and the number of years we have left, we can continue doing things the way that we're doing them. And I don't think that there's going to be any problems. And I've seen the demos on our YouTube channel, and a lot of you out there are kind of in the same demographic boat we are. So I think that things are going to trend. We're going to be able to stick with what we're doing, the niches that we have currently, and we're not going to have any problems. If you're younger, I would sit down and really think about it. And again, I don't think it's a bad idea to get into the things, but I would hit hot and heavy into them, I think, because then I would become an expert on just one, be it Westerns, be it trade cards, be it whatever. I would get heavy into it so you could be, again, foremost expert on it in 40 years when there aren't anybody else dealing in it.
Yeah, own that market, for sure.
So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Just kind of want to expand the way of thinking about things and take a look at trends. And we pulled that one out, didn't we, Mr.
Definitely
Magazine?
did. You're welcome.
And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.